Patty with Tea Quilts, and I'm here to show you a new purchase that I got. I have at least 7 more t-shirt quilts that I need to make, and the number keeps increasing as I keep doing t-shirt quilts. So I thought that I would invest in a steam press. Now, I ordered this steam press off of Amazon, and I will put the price that I paid on the screen, but do note that prices do change. You may get it cheaper, you may have to pay a little more. But I just wanted to show you the item that I got. I don't have a review on this yet because I haven't used it. So I just want to show you what came in the packaging first. So it's a SteamFast, and what came with the package is a water reservoir, and you will use it to put water in your SteamFast if you want. I also have a water bottle. If you don't want to use steam, you can just spray with water. Has an instruction manual that shows you how to use the equipment. It has a pressing cloth, and this is pretty small, and at first I was wondering what was it for. It's actually used to place over waistbands, buttons, zippers, etc. Things that you don't want to press because they're not flat. So this helps in the pressing that you don't press in an additional crease. And then of course I've got the steam press itself. One thing I do like about it is that it has a lock feature, so when it's time to store it, you can just pick this up and go store it. It also, so here is your lock button, and then from there you can lift this up. Now if you have this down and you turn the machine on, it will not heat up as a safety precaution. So I do like that fact. You know it's on, and it won't burn your ironing surface, which is in between these two plates here. Down here is a water reservoir that actually pulls out. Has this little plastic button, and then you just use the device here to pour your water into the water reservoir, and then it pushes back in for safety. I'm just going to go ahead and close this down and lock it so that it doesn't come back open while I'm demoing. Over here in the back is an on and off switch, and then on the other side is an area where you can store the card underneath the device. So I like that as well, because your card isn't hanging out when it's stored. It actually has a place for your card to be stored. So you will need some additional things when you're using this press, especially for me, since I'm doing t-shirt quilts. The first thing that you're going to need is some sort of pressing cloth that's larger than this padded one. As I said, this padded one is to cover particular items on clothing when you're pressing them. I'm going to actually be covering my t-shirts, and I don't want them to stick, so I'm going to use a press mat for that. I'm going to put my shirt face down and then put this on top of my actual shirt. One other thing that the manufacturer recommends is that you use distilled water. So I just went to my local grocer. In the home cleaning section, you will find the distilled water. So I am going to go get a few t-shirts. I'm going to cut some interfacing, and then I'll heat up the press, and I'll be right back. So I just cut the unit on. It's not heated up yet. You have settings that you can set, and I'm going to go ahead and select the cotton setting by pressing the arrow buttons. And once it's heated, this red light lets you know that it's on. This green light will go out when it's hot, and then this light here will come on when it's okay to use steam. So it's got some safety features built into it. It will not heat up when the plate is down. It also will only let you steam something for up to 10 seconds before it automatically stops with the heat, so you can't burn something completely. If it's a a light material and you've got it on one of the heavier settings, of course it will scorch. But it's got safety precautions built in, so if you accidentally forget to leave the handle down, you won't burn your house. So I have decided, since I'm working with t-shirts, that I am going to use a cover on the bottom, as well as I've got another cover to put on top, just in case, because sometimes my interfacing may be bigger than my t-shirt and I don't want it to go over. So let's see, we started at 11:15 when I pressed the cotton setting. So it's only been 1 minute, so we're going to see how long does this take to heat up. While it's heating, I'll just go ahead and prep my first shirt. I actually want to put the majority of my shirt on the inside of the press, so I'm only going to put on the press what I can press, and it will take 2 pressings in order to do each shirt. So here is my interfacing here, and I'm just going to line up with the bottom and then just let the excess hang off. Just want to make sure what's under the press is nice and smooth. And again, you can see where my interfacing is not on my shirt here, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to use a second press pad, because I want to make sure I'm not getting fusible on the actual ironing surface. So right now we've been going for 2 minutes. I'm thinking that this green light will probably go off at 10 minutes. It has been 5 minutes, and I noticed that the steam button has come on, but our pressing indicator light, the green light, has not gone off, so it's not heated to the cotton setting. So I'm still waiting for it to get to the cotton setting. So the light just cut off at 11:21, which means that it took somewhere between 6 and 7 minutes for this unit to heat up. So now we're ready to operate the unit. I'm just going to slightly pull it down a little bit so you can see, but you really can't see. What I like about this unit, with me being left-handed and I don't know what side I'm going to be standing on, especially when I'm not recording, it has 2 steam press buttons, one on each side of the actual handle. So to steam, you actually don't close down all the way. You hover about 3 inches above. You press the steam button for a couple of seconds, and then you let it go. And then you press down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift up. And then I can now move my material down. Be careful with this because this is very hot. And in a second, I'm actually going to cut on my fan just because I'm working in an area that's hot. Again, I'm going to make sure everything is nice and flat. I'm going to close my top down about 3 inches before it touches. Press the steam for about 2 seconds. Stop it. Press down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's beeping, so it's telling me that it's already ready. So I can just go ahead and lift up. And I do like that safety feature. And now you can see why I put a mat underneath, so that I would not get any fusible onto my actual ironing surface. So this shirt is pretty good. I'll go ahead and press some more. I didn't even have to use the cover on this interfacing because this is SF 101. And it has a fabric base on top. If I was using any of the knit interfacings, then I would make sure to use a top cover. So I'm going to this time use a top cover with this shirt. And be careful that you don't get burnt. This is very, very hot. If your shirt is wrinkly, you can just go ahead and press down to actually iron your shirt if you like, if you want to get it nice and flat. Put the excess in the back. and center my interfacing on the shirt. Spread out nice and flat. Okay, and you do want to make sure that you're careful that you do not burn yourself. This time I'm going to put cover on top. I'm going to pull down, press for 2 seconds, then press down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slide my entire piece down. And again, we want to make sure everything is nice and flat. Down about 3 inches from the surface. 1, 2. Press down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift up. Very nice. Now, if I was with my iron, this would take a lot longer to do. And I am just really, really happy with these results. I hope I can get a lot of use out of this. So I'm just going to do a couple more shirts and then we will end this video. So I just pressed 4 shirts for you. You can see how all the way to the edges that there is no peel back. So I really like that part. And I'm looking forward to using this. So if you are interested in a steam press, I would suggest this. This is not an affiliated video. I will continue to use this. I'm actually going to make a St. Louis Cardinals baseball team t-shirt quilt. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.